Greetings, folks. Today we're going to do a little bit of shop cart shout outs, a little bit of some shopping fun, stash ads, and a little bit of some, let's just call it a kit review kind of thing. First off, let's start with Mr. GI Mechanic. I doubt this is a, there we go, that's a little better. I had to laugh when I got this because GI doesn't have any dots, so it's like guy mechanic. So he fixes guys? Yeah, he turns pansy ass wannabes into real men. Makes them mechanics and things, I guess, which is cool. Got this card back on the 23rd. It's already the 25th or something like that. So, yeah, I'm a couple days late on getting the notice out, but shop card shout out nonetheless. Gotta love Cliff. Good guy. Does his Wednesday Wreckfest fun. If you got a console game version of Wreckfest, you might be able to join him if you're a modeling fan and whatnot thereof. But to the fallen and the remembered, we miss you, man. Thanks for your service. Thanks, Cliff. We'll keep in touch, definitely. Kind words on the back, of course. Then we got Mr. Terry over at Hobby Barn. This dude's been sniffing glue since '62. Man, that must have been some good glue back then to keep sniffing it all these years. Might be why he has a hard time breathing, so keep him in your prayers, keep him well so he can keep at his desk and keep building stuff, because good old Terry over here, him and I have a buddy build going on with the Boot Hill Express. Not the Boob Hill, which, yeah, that could be fun too. But, so anyway, thanks Terry for the card. Much appreciated. So this is my Boot Hill Express. If you're not aware of what it is, it's an old stagecoach coffin carrying machine. Got the body glued together. The chassis is just sitting in there. I have the top for it. I have a bag of some of the chrome, some of the bits and pieces. I do have the lanterns for on top, and I don't think the axle's in there, but I got enough to make it work. And of course I got the complete glass, so, or clear parts, whatever you want to call it. I'll be good to go for that, so that much is good. Express with a Munsters coach front end. No, it's not completed by any means. This is just a mock-up to give you an update on how far I am so far in my buddy build with Terry over at the Hobby Barn. And as you can see, it looks dark, but it's actually purple. What I did was I sprayed it with a metallic blue and then a transparent purple over top of it. And I'm still debating if I want to put another coat of purple on it to darken it, but I don't think it's gonna darken it, so I may just leave her be with what it is. But as you can see, it's purple. We got diamond plate in there. I drilled out 2 little holes on the side for some little scroll work type of things. We got semi sort of wagon wheels front and back. My wood grain up here. I actually made my own new top out of a piece of wood decking off of a trailer, and it still needs to be weathered and a bunch of other stuff once I figure out if I'm doing the side panels as well. You can see I got some solder headers going on in there. They will be trimmed down to the right length and reformed. I just had to kind of get them in the block so they were secure, and then get them to wrap around the frame and miss the fender wells. And we'll get to the interior in a minute. As you can see, the front rims match the rears. In the motor, we so far have a little small block Chevy with 2 carbs. Doesn't have a timing chain on it and all that stuff yet, which doesn't have a whole lot of room in there. It's a pretty tight fit. I do have firewall and a bunch of other things. Like I said, it's just mocked up. As you can tell, we got a red leather interior. I was debating if I wanted the brown leather, the tan leather. I figured a bit more red saddle leather would look a little more period correct for the olden days type of thing. And a little note I had mentioned to Terry and anybody else who tends to build this kit. Right here and here behind the seat on this side as well, if you make little panels to fill these in, they look a lot better, because otherwise they're hollow right there. It's just a little tidbit that might help somebody. And if you notice, it doesn't even have back doors on it. Well, where's the doors, you ask? That's right, I got my doors open. And I do have a plan for the hinges, which should work really rather well. I won't tell you about that until I get them done, because I will be doing them. And over here I have my firewall. Nice piece of chrome, diamond plate. This is actually Molotov. I did not weather this part yet. I just basically did the Molotov on it and let her cure. And this is real thin diamond plate, which is the same I use for in the back here. And then over here, I have a shit ton of little pieces. We have some side lanterns, some headlight lanterns, a tail light lantern. We have some little grab handles, which would be on like the side of the casket and whatnot. We have a steering wheel, a shifter. These 2 little scroll bits are what go on the outside below where the casket sits. Those are the Munster intakes, and I probably won't be using them on this. We have our little side steps. There's 4 bigger ones and 2 smaller ones, so I'll be fitting them in there somewhere. And then there's a bunch of other little parts. There's the horn and the radiator, which has some black wash in it. We got the 6 lanterns for the roof if I choose. Headlights and windshield. The original Munster's exhaust, which I won't be using. We got the front paperclip A-arm thingies, or stabilizers. We got the coffin rails, which will be going inside. These are just some Boot Hill Express parts. These little bits here I believe I'm going to use for door handles. And there's a little scroll piece there and another steering wheel. I probably won't use the steering wheel, but... And these big old chrome lights off of the original Boot Hill Express. I probably won't be using those. And as you can see, I made a template for a hood, and then I also have this piece, which would take a lot of modifying. The Munster's coach never had a hood, so I'm not exactly sure what I'll be doing with that yet, but for the most part, yeah, she's coming along pretty good. Getting a little progress here and a little progress there, and Let's see if I can show you the underside. Back here you can see I have the quick change rear end with the single overleaf. It's a little bright chromed. I smoothed out all the seams and everything and then just remolitowed it to get it close, get it where I need it to be. Probably hard to see here. Get her in the light, maybe not. But anyway, as you can see, these two rear suspension pieces are actually what would have held up the back seat on the Munsters coach. And then there's really nothing else underneath, just a simple frame. It's kind of a boring area to look at. Front suspension originally had a metal axle. I had to find a plastic one that would actually mount inside the rims better than the metal ones. Seems metal was too thin. But that's where I'm at so far. So I got to work on my hinges, and then I got to paint the little curtains on the side here, up in there with the little tassels and the fringes underneath it and stuff once I figure out my actual color. Got to paint the wood grain down here on the bottom. And then decide if I'm leaving the whole thing purple or if I'm toning it a little more or pinstriping or what I'm doing. And as you can see, kind of, probably a good view of the color to an extent. As compared to chrome, it's got a lot darker gray to it. If I get some, I worked on a black wash, a flatter black wash with a little bit of metallic in it, and I'm hoping I can get this to look a little more like wrought iron instead of chrome. And if I can, then I'll do the valve covers, and most of the chrome on the car will turn into wrought iron other than a little bit of chrome here and there. So that's kind of the plan so far, but until I get that far, for right now, this is where I am. Greetings, folks. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a stash ad. I don't normally do these because I don't normally go shopping. However, my mother has a shopping addiction and she loves to go shopping, and she knows I love models, and when she sees them, she picks them up, and I can't blame her. I would too, but she was the one doing it, so whatever. I'll add them to my stash, I'll build them, and I'll appreciate it. So, Wacky Racers is a cartoon from the old days, and they've reissued them, and as you can see, you can get them at Walmart, pretty cheap on discount, and whatever. They're kind of shit kits, but, you know, they're kits, and they're from a cartoon, and they're kind of fun, so why not, right? So here we have Dick Dastardly and Muttley. And here we have Penelope Pitstop. Yeah, they're in screen. That'll work. So these aren't brand new kits anymore, because for shits and giggles and whatnot, I wanted to see how they work, and it seems they're kind of click and play, press lock, whatever, snap kits. I figured, what the hell, right? We'll just put them together the way they come, and then, there we go. Yeah, they're like a super shiny pink chrome and yellow. Like extremely shiny pink chrome. Hi. Very cheap, very simple. But they do got little characters. Little Penelope in here. She's kind of cute. I mean, she's female, so she should be cute, right? Right, thought so. And over here with Dick Dastardly, he's kind of a cool little dude. Don't know how well you're going to see with the reflections and the brightness, but little Muttley there, he's kind of cool too, man. Everybody likes himself a little dog, right? Or a cat, animal. Wouldn't mind getting the remainder set of these just to have them. You know, I think you could make like a pretty cool belly tanker salt flat racer out of something like this. And you know, if you're a show rod customizer, love your wild rides and things, there's some parts on here that they're usable. You know, I mean they're a little small for 1/24 scale or whatever, but you know, they're still kind of neat. So anyway, this is a little bit of fun. Let's pull these off to the side here. And we'll get our next kit in the stash ad collection here. Quite hard to go wrong with the 60 Chevy truck and a little go-kart. I think I've built maybe 5 of them, and I enjoy them a lot. These are great kits, lots of parts. They go together pretty good. There's plenty more you can do with them. You know, this one's still sealed and brand new and good to go, so debating whether I'm waiting for a group build or not, or if I'm going to do it my own self. To be determined. And here we have the Hot Wheels Camaro. Yeah, why not, right? You're going to buy it, you're going to bring it to me, I'm going to accept it, I'm going to build it, I'm going to do something with it. I had recently turned this exact kit into a Trans Am by modifying the nose and the grill opening and the vents and the hood and making T-tops and redoing the rear end and a bunch of other stuff. So rather I build it as a Camaro, turn it into a Trans Am or a GTO or a Chevelle or who knows what. They seem to like using this quarter panel system off of this car as a base for that, so we'll see. You know, again, brand new sealed kit, nothing special, just another one. And just the good old boys. Might as well be. It's the freaking Dukes of Hazzard kit for the most part. And yeah, I've built many of them over the years. I got a couple more in my stash that are parts kits and rebuilders and who knows what. So rather I get around to building this one or fixing one of them, who cares, right? Eventually I'm going to build them. I do like the American flag on the roof a little better. Why not? So anyway, this will be another fun one at some point, just because I have it, and well, I'll build it. This one's for Pappy. Kidding. Just because it's a snap fast slammers doesn't mean it's for Pappy. I'm going to build it because why not? There's only a few parts to it. Not really a lot there. Not fond of the rims, so I won't be doing that. The green and white, yeah, it doesn't really work for me. I do like the blue decals that are in this kit, though. This one's actually got some really cool looking little decals to it. A little blue and green with some flames on them and stuff thereof. So, and the whole car is actually in green. Yeah, like a bright green. As you can see, it is bright, but it's got a black base, black windows, no interior whatsoever. So something like this, what I would normally do is I'd cut the side windows out, build my own interior, put a piece of clear over top of the glass, and make my own windshield or something, you know, to kind of get rid of the slammer effect and build my own interior and stuff thereof. But you know, there's other kits of these out there that are full build, so why not just have fun with this one as it is and make it a curbside slammer. So this one's to be determined someday, whenever I get that far. And then we got a real nice kit. The 65 Bonneville. Yeah, this one's got a ton of parts in it, and customizing options and everything else, and even a factory stock version of this car is quite an impressive automotive art form, I guess you could say. It's got tons of great decals, which to me, yeah, I don't really use decals too much, but I do like a lot of these, so may someday use some of them on a project. I do kind of like a lot of those, so who knows, to be determined. But yeah, parts wise, I mean, there's quite a bit. You know, it's just body, interior, and simple chassis with the suspension already mounted, which, yeah, I kind of bored with some of that stuff from over the years, but I don't mind. You know, it does make it a little simpler to just spray it and hand paint over top of some of the details and call it good, but yeah, I like multi-piece rear suspensions better. It's just a personal thing, you know. So yeah, this could be a fun, interesting, pretty wild kit. Maybe if Dan does another psychedelic 60s build or something, this will maybe get into that, but come here. Alright, now for two kits I wouldn't have bought by myself by any means, but since they're here, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. 68 Shelby GT500. Y'all Mustang fans and stuff, that's fine. Have at them, enjoy them, love them, do whatever you want. I'm not a Ford guy, so the odds of me building this one are pretty slim. And rather I trade it, sell it, whatever. I think I'd rather trade than sell, simply because if I sell it, I'm going to buy a kit anyway, so, you know, trades are better. But this really isn't something I'm going to build. At least I highly doubt I'll build this one. It is sealed, it is new. You know, like I said, I'm not going to build it. And then this one I'm not sure. I might build it. I know I like the trailer. The altered wheelbase gasser in the back, yeah. There's gasser builds going on now and then, so maybe. I mean, I'm certainly not Adam from Sodak models, but I guess I could do something with it if I ever felt like it, but again, I don't know. It's Ford stuff. I'm not a Ford guy, so it's not my thing to. I mean, I like to research my kits to know what I'm building and get a little, not necessarily accuracy, but certain details. And when it comes to Ford, I just don't waste my time messing around with it. But with the gasser, you get a pair of slicks, you get some cool rims, some great headers, a couple other race car parts, you know. And then there's the trailer that goes with it, which is kind of cool. But so yeah, I don't know. This one's kind of a 50-50 at the moment. Chance I'd build it, pretty slim. Chance I won't build it, a little better. Kind of hard to say. I mean, if somebody is more interested in it than I am and they make a fair offer, I'd probably consider it, but I don't know. It's not my place to freaking just say, hey, I don't want it. There you go, Pappy. I got another 67 Chevelle Pro Street. Now, these are wonderful kits, not just for parts, but of the 66 and 67 Chevelle, I've always loved the 67. It's got a little more point in the nose. It's got the little fins out to the front corners, basically, whereas the 66 is just a lot more flat, and I like the 67 better. It's got just that little bit more detail, kind of, I don't know, it's just, to me, I like the 67. And just because it's, 66, new body style, doesn't make a difference to me. If it doesn't look as good as the following year, I'd rather take the one I prefer. I have built many of these over the years, so I don't know. Chances are I may build this one at some point. It's not very far up the list. I have other Pro Street options, so I don't need to open it for parts or anything thereof. So at some point it'll get built for what it is, as it is, because there it is. But yeah. So anyway, I do have a couple other kits in my stash, I should say. But they're all older kits and whatnot. And that's kind of where we are for today. So thanks for joining me to see what's new in my collection of someday builds. And if you keep coming back, hit the subscribe button. You don't have to hit the notification bell, but you may see many of these get built on my channel. And if you do, leave a like, leave a comment. We'll BS in the comments section below. And if nothing else, I'll see you on your channel, on your videos. So till next time, have fun building. Bye.